So the Hume Center is the National Security Institute, is essentially an organization within Virginia Tech that works with, that does research in many spaces, whether it be machine learning, cybersecurity, chip scale integration, like most of the primary focuses that you would see in the electrical and computer engineering department. And what it looks like to me is essentially, or currently, is essentially just trying out new solutions every single day, and then see what solutions is the most efficient. In research, you're not necessarily given the answer all the time, so you have to kind of find that answer, whether it's through like many different concepts, and with those different concepts, kind of use that in the project and see if they work well or if they don't. That this is a lot of trial and error in research. So that's what it looks like for AI. Because I was on a project with ICCAE. Essentially, they funded the project, and what we were trying to do is create, essentially, when you're transmitting a signal from A to B, sometimes other people, other entities, could try to jam your signal. So if I'm transmitting from A to B, and C is trying to jam my signal, how can we use artificial intelligence to try to make it so that the signal becomes intelligent, so that it starts switching its frequency? So either it goes lower or higher. How do you do that with AI? And there's like a whole theoretical spectrum in terms of frequency and transmitting signals that I won't go into. But just more bare bone is just like, how do we make it so that the signal from A to B is intelligent? Yes, it was. It did include some hardware, but it was more like theoretical software. So essentially, we would create like a GUI, or like a graphic user interface that essentially shows how a signal can be intelligent in the frequency theory space, and how artificial intelligence can go through training to be able to understand its specific scenario and be able to travel through the spectrum and find like the best holes within the spectrum to be able to transmit from A to B. Well, here's the funny thing. So I actually was doing that research project my junior year before I got into machine learning classes. If I were to take, for example, computer vision or digital image processing, machine learning, those current machine learning classes that are needed for for the project, I definitely would have loved to have taken those classes before I went into the project. It showed me that research takes a lot of weighting as well as a lot of time, but it also helps your problem solving skills, showing you that even in industry, you're not necessarily you might not be in a research position, but you're going to be trying to solve. You're going to be trying to find solutions to a problem that may not have an answer. Sure, it may have an answer, but sometimes it doesn't. You have to go out there on the internet, see if there's anything that might be worthy enough to be a solution to the specific problem.